November 4, Delta Juliet, N4DJ.
November 4, DJ, come back with a name, please.
Yeah, name here is Don, Delta Oscar November. Name is Don. We're located in Williamsburg, Virginia. You got a booming signal over this way.
Roger, Don. And your signal is great. Also, your EQ is very sharp roll-off on the bottom end. I would seldom recommend adding anything to the bottom end, but in your case, I would recommend adding about 2 clicks more bottom-end EQ to kind of mellow that audio out just a tad. About 2 dB additional push on the bottom-end EQ. Roger, Roger.
Roger. Yeah, I might give that a try. We're running a K3 here, Elecraft K3, and if I could get the right part of the menu, I could probably do that. We're kind of gearing up to do a little bit of contest work this weekend, so I'm going to get on here with a couple of friends and do some checking later. And I've never done any adjustment of the rig here other than just set it and leave it. Over.
Roger, Roger. Well, as I recall, that K3 has got about a 30 control equalization, much more equalizer than one can talk about radio to radio. It's the one you have to pull the book out and look at it for a while. Roger.
Roger. Yeah, I've looked at it. I've seen the buttons. I was going to do it here pretty soon. I'll probably dig the book out here and maybe try that when I get on with my friends later tonight. So thank you very much for the check and for the tip there. I think the name was the name John? Did I get that right?
You were close. Jim, Juliet, India, Mike. And I think the necessity, if you could take a note here, the push frequency you want to do is probably about 200 cycles plus 3 or 4 dB push at 250 cycles. 3 dB push at 250 cycles, wherever you find that. Roger.
Oh, Roger. Yep, I'll give that a shot. And in fact, I'll pull the book out right now to make sure I'm in the right menu. There's a lot of buttons here. I bought the radio before I was too old to learn to use it. Hi. KC9VKV and N4DJ in Williamsburg.
Roger. Well, there's probably a lot of people that are 100 years old that aren't old enough to figure that radio out. It's got a lot of parameters to it. And how thick, just out of curiosity now, how thick is the owner's manual for that book?
Well, the main owner's manual is not very thick, but somebody wrote a book probably about 3/4 of an inch thick. That's a nice information I have. Wish I had one.
Roger. Okay, and your mic audio is cutting in and out, so you might need a little more Wheaties in your diet on that mic switch. Roger. Yeah, John, did you copy?
Yeah, Roger. I reached over and grabbed the book, and I didn't trip the box quite good enough. So I think we're back on now, and I'm going to look it up. If you're on here in a little while, I might give you a call back in and say, hey, is this any better? So anyway, let you go. There's quite a few stations we're calling you there. I think everybody in the world can hear your signal. It's so good. KC9VKV from N4DJ.
Roger. Don, it was? Roger, Don. Yeah, if you would like, once you figure out where it all is, come up on frequency and let me hear you before and after, so I know exactly what you did and I can hear what you did, All
right, I'll do that. It may not take but a couple minutes, but then again, I may get lost. KC9VKV, N4DJ. Thanks a lot.
Roger. 3's that way, sir. Catch you in a little bit, possibly. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. If you've got a radio that you want to check out, give us a shout. We are recording now, live till 5. KC9VKV.
Kilo Bravo 2, Kilo Delta Yankee.
Kilo Delta Yankee Station, come back again with your call sign.
Kilo Bravo 2, Kilo Delta Yankee.
Kilo Bravo 2, repeat the last.
Kilo Delta Yankee.
Roger, roger, sir. What's the name, please? Kilo Delta Yankee, do you copy?
Roger, roger. The name here is Barney. Bravo Alpha Romeo, November Echo Yankee.
Roger, roger, Barney. And where are you located, sir?
I'm in Grafton, New York. Just right up near the Vermont Mass border, about 20 miles north and east of Albany, New York.
Oh, roger that. Roger that. And what radio are you running?
I've got an FT891. Bought it last year. It was just too cheap to pass up. The antenna is a ground-mounted Hustler, 5-band vertical with probably about 10 20-foot radials on it.
Roger. Come back with your radio one more time. You kind of faded out.
Radio's an FT891.
Oh, roger that. Well, you're sounding good, sir. We do have some fading conditions that are going on right at the moment. I'm sure I'm fading to you, but last time I checked, I'm running a co-phase on my two 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, and you were about a 10 over, Roger.
Hi, QSL, the 10 over. You're 20 over S9 here. You're doing a really great job. You got really nice audio. I've played with the audio on this radio, and I just wanted to talk to someone to see if it sounded pretty good. I've gone through most of the suggestions you've made and listened to it on my monitor, and I think I might have finally arrived there.
Roger, roger. Really sounding good. My question is, you have your compressor engaged at about a 3?
I've got it set at about 25 out of 100.
All right, I would scoosh it up another 5 to make it 30 out of 100, Roger.
Okay, hang on. Take a second.
Roger. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor. Right now we've got Barney on the line up around New York. He's adding about 5 more units to bring him up to a 30 on his 1 to 100 nomenclature for his compressor.
Okay, I brought it up to 30. Is that do it a little better?
Yes, sir. Now, go to your ALC, and with mic gain in hand, adjust your ALC from mid-scale to 2/3.
Yeah, I'm going to do that after we get off the air. This radio is terribly menu-driven. That'll take me a while to pull that one off.
All right, take notes. Once you get to where you can do it, go bring your ALC meter up, and in transmit mode with your hand on the mic gain, adjust the ALC meter to where it runs mid-scale to 2/3, Roger.
Okay, I can do that.
And with that, you should be extremely loud, but very finesse as far as the audio is concerned. You won't hear the compressor compressing or the limiter limiting, but you will be running a 3 dB dynamic range with an average peak modulation of between 80 and 85%.
That all sounds like good news.
Yes, sir. You're really close now, and I wouldn't be surprised that you're right now running mid-scale to 2/3 on your ALC.
All right, I'll check that out, and if you're still on, I'll try my luck again.
Roger, roger. Okay, it's 3s for now. Have a great weekend if we don't get back together. This is KC9VKV and the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. We record live now till 5, so if you want to check out your radio, give me a shout.
Yeah, Jim, N4DJ, I got it.
N4DJ, Roger?
Roger, roger. Yeah, I can adjust it now.
All righty, go ahead. Let me see. Right now you're going to add what?
Okay, I am looking at the 200 hertz level, and the 200 hertz level is plus 2 dB, and you said for me to add a couple.
Right. Try 3 dB at that frequency.
Okay, right now it's at 2. Let's see here. Okay, I went to 5. I'm going from plus 2 to plus 5. N4DJ, 1, 2, 3, 4. How's that sound?
Roger, just took a hit signal-wise. Come back and tell me about the best thing you like about your radio.
Okay, well, the best thing I like about the radio is the way it works on CW, and I've configured it. This sounds awful. I configured it to operate very much like my Omni 6 Plus did that I had before I got to K3, and I don't have to go into the menu very often. Over.
Roger. Now you have improved your bottom end. Try one more click boost at that frequency. What frequency was it? 200?
Yeah, Roger, 200.
Try one more click boost at 200 from where you are.
Okay, I'm at +6. I was at +2, and now I'm at +6. So this is about as high as I've ever had it. Over.
Roger, Roger. Well, you were really upper mids pretty much before. Now you do have a little bit of bottom. It's not excessive. It sounds good to me. I would run with it that way and see who salutes. Roger.
All right, yeah, I'll give that a try. Like I say, I've never adjusted it with anybody listening to me before. I just sort of set it. I set it at some recommended level and let it go. The ALC is kicking in about halfway, and I've got the compression that kicks in about 2 little notches too. So I'm hitting pretty light on the compression and maybe mid-range on the AL. Well, not mid-range, close to mid-range on the ALC when I'm talking normally. Over.
Roger. It looks to be that you're running about 3 dB dynamic range, which is absolutely perfect. I would just keep running it just like that. And if you get a chance, join us next Friday. I'd love to hear you, Roger.
Yeah, I might do that now that I know where you are, and I'll check out your YouTube page. You said just search by your call sign.
That's correct. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor on a YouTube search, and that will take you to our Qso-Vlog page. We're running about 800 some odd Qsos right now, but this one should be on page 1. If not on page 1, definitely on page 2 if any luck, and YouTube is how they normally are, but you'll be looking for Qso entitled My Group Air Check 11/15/19, today's date. My Group Air Check 11/15/19. Roger.
Roger. Well, that sounds great. And yeah, I got a few things on YouTube also, a few antenna things and miscellaneous stuff I put up there. So I'll look for it. I won't hold you anymore. There's a lot of stations in there with good signals, and you're really the strongest signal I've heard on the band here today. I don't know why. You must have a pretty good antenna system. 73, Jim, and thanks for the help. KC9VKV from November 4 Delta Juliet.
Roger, Roger, Don. Well, you know, we do have those mag loop, those 10-foot mag loop antennas, and we did extensive test between AB shootouts between the mag loops and my normal 40-meter dipole antenna, and I must admit this 40-meter dipole is just perfect. It's a resonant 40-meter dipole. Average SWR is 0.02, so it's really well set up. So the mag loops did have their job cut out for them, and by and large, the dipole did outshoot the mag loops both at the 100-watt level and the kilowatt level. I was using a test target that was about 700 miles away, an SDR receiver about 700 miles away, and so I could see very well what was going on between the two antennas. And like I say, the quarter wave, the full wave, the half wave dipole did outperform the mag loops by and large, and so we did decide to use the mag loops in the receive mode, which they are are more effective than the dipole in the receive mode, particularly in the cophase mode, where we have put both of them together through a cophase harness. So threes for now. This is KC9VKV and the Qso-Vlog network, where we record live now till 5, which we have about 10 minutes. So if anybody wants to get their radio checked out, give me a shout. KC9VKV.
7-3, Jim.
Threes there.